Good evening, my local drones. It is I, Bogan McGinn, and I am back for another video. So today, me and my buddy John Luke are going to be covering the anime and a little bit of the light novel of the series, The Eminence in Shadow. So, John Luke, introduce yourself.
Hello, drone people! Glad to be back for another super fun review of Eminence and Shadows.
I must admit, the English translation of this name is the most tuniest shit I've ever heard.
Yep.
So, if you don't know what Eminence in Shadow is about, imagine like someone like Alex Jones if he was a Chinibyo with superpowers. That's like the best description I can of the show. You know, it's Alex Jones the light novel. But instead of water or magic that's turning the frogs gay, no, you've got like an evil secret cabal cult that's like corrupting and destroying the world. And your main character, he makes all this crap up on the spot. But actually, we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. Actually, John Luke, do you want to introduce what this series is about?
Okay, the series is about a psychopath that decides that he wants to be in a Chinibyo manner, the Eminence in Shadow, or what he refers to as a kind of mob character that hides in the shadow. Well, basically just like an extra in the movie that at the end of the movie you kind of find out that he's the mastermind behind everything. So he kind of own.
Yeah, he's a big fan of M. Long Shyamalan.
Yeah, and he trains a lot in different martial arts style to own his body to the optimal level. Same with his mind. He learns pretty much everything that needs to be learned. And he comes to the conclusion that while he's the best in a lot of things, there are still things in the mortal world that will get him killed, like a nuclear bomb will kind of vaporize him instantly, which he tries to look into kind of not superstition but like
The occult and like more esoteric lore.
and basically he becomes straight up crazy, get himself in front of a truck, dies, and get reincarnated into another world. Well, I'm not surprised because these days there's so much of these. But yeah, so basically he is reincarnated as Sid Kageno in another world, and there in that world he has magic, so he's able to master shadow magic. And basically the guy kind of want to keep being a normal person while role playing is Eminence and Shadow persona. Thing is that everything he does as Shadow is basically turning out to be true. Like at a certain point, he cures people of a certain curse and kind of make up an entire bullshit of there being a cult that want to resurrect the demon Diablos, and that the curse they had was actually a curse put on the heroes that banished Diablos, and basically those people are the descendant of those heroes. So all of that bullshit turns out to be true, but thing is that I think he kind of made a conclusion about a lot of things that he knew from that world, like fairy tales and thing. He just constructed the story out of that, but it all there was a lot of like truth in those legends, so it kind of became something that's bigger than the lie he said. And all of the people that he saved kind of constructed this big organization called Shadow Garden.
Yeah.
And basically Sid or Shadow was kind of put in the shoes of the leader of that organization while thinking that it's only role play.
Yes. This guy is a murder hobo and D&D.
Yeah, like I don't know exactly when we'll get to it, but there's a lot of things like how can you ignore what's going on and still thinks that it's just role playing? It's just
No, what I think is great, right? That he's literally gaslit like what 600 girls at this point in his mob organization.
Yeah, well, at the end of season 2, well, you get the last member 666. So yeah.
I love like his fucking main retainer band, you're like Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Zelta, Delta. Like I love it. It's the most Chinibio military shit ever. It's great. Like I love the fact that like I love the fact that like we should I should rewrite a little bit, but literally like one of the fucking girls like his main like he's got like the main girls, right, and then like their minions, right? I love it how one of the main girls, Zeta, basically starts her own sub-faction within a faction that they have, like, basically she wants, like, Eminace and Shadow to take over the world after they defeat the cult of Dibolos, and I'm like, oh my god.
Like, I think there might be some answer you can give me from the novel since I barely read the first one. Like, because I know that in the anime they took a lot of liberty to add stuff in, and I really wonder if it's explained otherwise in the novel. But in the anime, it's like when you come across like all of the other member of his organization, they all have covers for. They have a double.
They have alternate identities. They have their clean cut.
The alternate identity, and like, a lot of those are like artists, like writers, musicians, and like in the anime, it kind of there might be someone else from Earth here because I recognize those songs and those texts. But
I can tell you, he told them a little bit of stuff from his old world. They took it as gospel, and then they just like ported the shit to their world. Like fairy tales and shit like that, like stuff like that.
Well, there's that in the anime too, but like it's as if he doesn't remember that he taught them all of those songs, all of those stories. Like it's really weird at times. It's like he doesn't really remember what he taught them. It's kind of he doesn't remember and a mix of he doesn't care. So it's
okay. So in the light novel, so in the fourth volume, I know we're jumping ahead, but in the fourth volume, when he goes back to Earth, we'll go into more details what happens then, right? But like Beta. One of his Kobayan, right, is with him, right? And she's looking at all this stuff and is like, wow, this is very familiar. And he's like sweating bullets. He's like, oh fuck. Shit, she's gonna peg on that I didn't make she's gonna peg on that I didn't invent the stuff myself. I borrowed it from somewhere else. Fuck. And Beta is just like, wow, this language looks really fucking familiar. It's like, wow, this stuff looks really fucking this stuff looks familiar. What's going on, Mr. Shadow-kun? Yeah, because like Beta's like, I mean, yeah, they're all loyal to them, but like they're not dumb. Like, yeah, they may be like completely like loyal to him to a fault, but like like they're not dumb. And Beta's like, I think she's like the smartest out of the main 7. So she's like. Stars are aligning here.
Okay. I really need to read that far.
It's the 4th volume's great.
Okay, good.
Oh my god, it's fucking amazing. I'm looking forward to the 5th volume because I'm like after that 4th volume, I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. I want to see what happens. Well, this is great.
Yeah, because in the anime, it kind of didn't make too much sense because of that.
Okay, in the light novel, there's some stuff where it's like, oh shit, I don't need to know about that. And other times, it's just like, I think with this main character, it's not that he doesn't care. I think he does, but he's so fucking caught up in his Chinibyo roleplay that he sometimes forgets things. Like in the third volume, he's busy. Like in the third volume, he's taking part in a heist, stealing from an organization that he actually fucking runs. And he's doing this because he needs money for more plans, but he's stealing from an organization that he himself runs, so he's basically stealing from himself.
Yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't know that he's running Shadow Garden.
Okay, so it's not Shadow Gaiden he's stealing from.
Okay.
It's a company that Shadow Gaiden runs. It's a shell company that Shadow Gaiden runs. So it's basically stealing. He's literally taking the like he's like, oh shit, I need money. I'm gonna rob this place. Little does he know that he already has that money in the first place. And he's like method acting as a different like character, you know, instead of mundane man. I think he's like something else in that arc in the third. It's in the third volume, but like yeah, he literally. I think he gets caught up in all this like like he gets so caught up in this murder hobo fantasy shit that he actually forgets like half the stuff he actually has. I mean in the span of like volume 4, he at least controls or has influence in like several areas of like this country or continent he's on. Like one of his like one of the main 7 chicks basically wants him to like take over the world. Once they finish beating like the main evil cult, they want to move Shadow Garden to like take over the world, and like at the rate that he's going, yeah, that's pretty much like a possibility actually.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how it's pictured in the novel, but in the anime, like, because I did skip quickly the manga, and it seems like there was a really big thing in the anime that was completely absent from the manga, so I wasn't too sure if it was in the novel in the first place. So basically, it's at the end of the second season, at the end of the tournament. So do you remember when he's fighting Beatrix and Iris?
Yeah, I do believe that one of the he gets a new girl to join his organization as well.
Yeah, it's the 666.
Man, I wonder what. Yeah, I wonder what that's gonna foreshadow.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll talk about that specific girl later. But
yeah, we'll get the specifics first. But like, yeah, we've got this guy who is slowly but surely, literally taking over the world, and he isn't even fucking aware of it. Like,
yeah,
okay, so the physical power to stop him. Arguably, if enough people teamed up, powerful people teamed up, they could probably pose a threat to him. But like influence-wise, like he is literally slowly taking over this entire fantasy world. Like it's like they've already got like places they already directly control, and if they don't directly control shit, they've got influences in other areas. Like him taking over the world may not exactly be such a crazy idea. And I also kind of like the idea of like I like the idea where that question is like, okay, after we defeat the Cult of Diabolos, what is exactly to do next? You know, and that's actually a fear that a lot of these girls have, and a lot of people, these organizations have, is that they think that once this cult's done, that they have to like go their separate ways, and they don't want it to end. Did you hear me?
Yeah, it's if you kind of put it like that, it's I know it was made for probably a different artistic reason, but if you look at in the intro to the anime, like you have all of these girls that are in the Shadow Garden, they are portrayed inside a classroom, and it's as if going to fight evil monsters. Like it's basically like an after school club, so you kind of have fun doing that, but when you graduate, like, you are kind of forced to go your separate way. Like it's a kind of anxiety that you have that you must face, but eventually you'll get there.
Yeah, but a lot of them, like, I think some of them would be okay with it. Like, they'd still be on good terms with everyone in Shadow Gaiden, but they're like, all right, job's done, we gotta do our own shit. But like a lot of these girls, it's like, you know, after Shadow Gaiden and job's done, like they don't know what to fucking do with their lives. Like, some of the girls are like, oh, they've got some ideas what they want to do afterwards, but some of the other girls, they're like, like, is he going to abandon us? What are we supposed to do? Like, they're just reliant on his orders or him being around. Like, it's just kind of like this, like. I mean, it's not his fault. It's kind. He's basically made them like dependents. Like, there's this weird codependency. Like, they need him. They're just reliant on his orders or reliant on him to be like, all right, what are we doing next, boss? Like, what organization are we fighting next, boss? It's like, oh, you want me to take over this kingdom? I'm your top girl, Sid. Like, I'm your strongest soldier. Like, they are just, it's like an Alexander the Great or like a Napoleon situation. Like, these people are just reliant on his orders, and the second he's gone, it just goes to chaos. More exactly with Alexander the Great. Maybe Napoleon's not a great example, but like he's definitely got like a colder personality thing going on with these girls, which is understandable because he saved them from really fucked situations. He's powerful. He's giving them a purpose in life, and they have comrades and friends, and like I guess shadow guidance, like a family to these girls. But like this is not going to end well after he finishes defeating like the cult of Diablo or whatever.
Yeah, I really can't picture the ending there, but
I mean, here's the thing. One of them is already starting like a sub faction to make him like the god of the new world. I mean, there's going to be some and that's just one sub faction. We don't know if there's any others. There could be.
Yeah, but the one thing I'm not sure if they're touching on that in the novel you read, but when I was watching the anime with one of my friends, we kind of theorized where it could go because the last member, the 666 member that we talked about earlier. Turns out that she's actually the princess of one of the kings, and
she also assassinates her dad. Well,
yeah, because
it was a mercy kill. It was actually here's the thing. It was actually a mercy kill, but yeah, it's like basically massive civil war shit.
Yeah, so if we go back a little bit earlier, like the first time Sid meets that girl, she's by her name, Rose. So she's Rose Oriana, princess of the Oriana Kingdom.
Yeah, she's pretty Kino.
Yeah, and when he meets her at school, basically like he runs into her during the terrorist attempt on their school from the cult of Diablo, and basically covers for her, and she falls in love with him and bring him on a trip to the city where there's this big fighting tournament going on. And in that tournament, we learned that Rose is actually cursed by the curse of Diablo, and that has been assigned out of the blue a fiance, and that guy is obviously bad news.
Yes, very bad news.
Yeah. And I don't know how they translated his name in the novel, but in the anime, it's Perv Assad.
Listen, I am some bad guy. What's your name? Oh, don't worry about it.
But I want to use that name for a D&D character. It's so perfect. Perv Assad. So what is your small name? I'm Perv. Okay, so so basically that guy is manipulating Rose's dad, the king of Oriana. And the anime, it's kind of a bit like convoluted because you have a lot of princesses that goes to the same school, but they all come from different country.
Not all of them are princesses. I think it's like nobility and royalty. They go to the school.
Yeah, it's all nobility, but you have Alexia, that's also a princess, and Iris, her sister, is also a princess.
I think there's like very few people who aren't like I think at worst you have like maybe upper middle class. Well, this world's equivalent of that going to that school, but yeah, it's pretty much like nobility and royalty and people who have like the cash to pay for tuition.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I would figure that the school was only for people of that country, especially since it's a school for noble and like royalty. But Yeah, it seems like there's also people from other kingdom, which
I mean, at
yeah,
the same time, that's not exactly like a foreign concept because, back in olden days, like, royalty would be like, when I say a hostage, I mean they basically take care of you
yeah,
and teach you good behavior. And also,
yeah,
it
yeah.
establishes connections, so you can understand why they'd have all these nobilities from different countries in one area because it kind of like helps them foster connections and maybe prevent wars, but at the same time, probably like help promote them too.
Yeah, but I think it falls under the kind of what we were talking a bit before recording is the fact that a lot of the light novel author aren't like full-fledged author with a lot of experience, and a
Or
lot of them,
knowledge.
yeah, and a lot of them just kind of goes with what they know. So when a lot of them are depicting isekai, you see a lot of isekai that have the same like the
Stuff.
same structure. Yeah, the same stuff, the same structure as the modern world we are in. And so basically, in that school for noble, you still have the concept of exchange student, of thing you would find normally in our world, even if in a more
Fancy or private school.
yeah, but I was more of a world with royalty and nobility in it. I think might make sense, but there are certainly circumstance and repercussion to making those choice. But in any all,
I mean,
if we go
I
back
think like
to
here's the thing. I think it would make sense if it's like certain kingdoms nobility, and like this country's kind of like a neutral country.
yeah, but at least in the anime, I don't think it was explained as such
Yeah, it wasn't really
because
explained because is it like I think it's also like a knight school as well. Like it's also training knights and warriors and shit like that. So
yeah, and why you would train knight from other country like you and especially
actually,
since
now that I think about it, the school makes even less sense. You're literally training people who could be potentially enemies in the future.
yeah, and the other thing is at least from the information we have from the anime, all of these different countries, they all have a fighting style that's peculiar to them, and basically like the fact that Alexia, who is from I don't remember the name of the country, but basically she gets criticized by all of the other knight around her and her own sister because her fighting style is way too bland. It's too there's not these specific like move set that the other people of our country has. So yeah, if we're thinking about it, like all of these different sword style from other country, if they're made to be able to outperform the style from other countries, it makes even less sense to have like exchange student in your school that will form future knights where they can see the different fighting style before real combat. So yeah, I
I mean,
don't
actually,
think
it makes
there's
even less sense when you consider like you throw
yeah,
magic into the mix as well.
yeah, exactly. So
I mean, you can make the argument that this is where they get like innovation from because they're always like constantly like testing each other with these various combat styles and magics, but at the same time, it's like yeah, some of your secret stuff, like military secrets, are also being inadvertently leaked as well.
well, the thing is, it works in a structure that we are in. Like right now, even if there are wars here and there between some country, the world is relatively at peace, which makes it like ideal for that kind of sharing. But like probably that the world they are in is also peaceful. It's just that since from the first episode, first book, we know that
There's stuff going on.
there's this stuff with the cult and something brewing that's going on. It's kind of send mixed signal, so that's why I'm thinking that it doesn't make sense. But if yes, the entire world is currently at peace, yeah, it might make more sense that they're just sending people there that will share their techniques and everything, and eventually will come back to their country, and their knowledge will help that country grow without the need of having like war or anything. But when you have a secret organization that tries to take over the world, well,
Two top secret organizations.
yeah. But anyway, if I go back to Rose Oriana, so the thing is, eventually she takes Sid's on a date to another country where there's this massive coliseum with a big tournament, and basically, yeah, he wants to be low key. So what he does is he still wants to participate in the tournament, and then in the last minute reveal himself as the big bad guy. And if he goes as Sid Kageno, well, his like identity will be compromised. So he kind of goes undercover, but then going with the identity of someone that's already dead
And missing too.
yeah, and missing, and making him like the weakest character ever, but he still managed to beat everyone. So yeah, there was a bit of a kind of iffiness to that part, but
It's pretty fucking goofy. Like I think it was going for like really strong character, but like doesn't like he's strong but not like talented, like very unsophisticated. He played a guy who's basically just a beat stick, and it's just like funny. Like all these people, like, oh my god, the sword style. It's so simple and plain, but he's fucking destroying me. What the hell? So powerful.
and basically,
I love the scene in the anime where he's talking to that one chick, right? And he like, he takes off his gauntlets and it just like, like on the anime, it's great. It just like smashes the ground. And he's saying, "I'm done playing now." And the chick's like, "Wait, what the hell?"
Yeah, that was really amazing. But
it's like fucking Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh, that was only me at 10% of my power. Now I'm gonna bump it up to 20.
Oh, I think it was intended to maybe be a parody of that, so something similar.
Or like Dragon Ball Z, like, oh yeah, you thought this was my final form? No, I've got 20.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Rose, eventually she end up in front of her father, the king of Oriana, and her supposed fiance, and she already by that time started to develop the curse of Diablo, and she kind of noticed that her father isn't being his usual self, that he is being manipulated by that other guy.
Yeah, I think he also got poisoned as well. Like he's he's going for the ringer. Like I feel bad for that guy. Like he doesn't deserve this. Like he's a pretty actually good king.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's a really good king, but then he gets poisoned and turned into a puppet by that perv Assad. And basically, Roses, you see her losing her shit, and she attacks her supposed fiance, and then she make a run for it, and that's where kind of it's a genius play of the author for building Sid that way, and in another way you kind of see it as a bit of a cheap writing. It's the fact that Sid, while playing his delusion,
his D&D game,
or role play, he always end up exactly where he needs to be to influence the
Yeah,
course
look, his
of
passive
action.
perception score is just really, really fucking high, and he just noticed what was
Yeah,
going on there. He's like, oh, there's some plot.
yeah. Well, if we go back to the first time when he's young and the his sister is being kidnapped, and like Beta is trying to figure out where is the base of operation of the bandit, and she just goes, oh, it might be there, it might be there, and then Sid just throws a knife at the table and just randomly throws it, like and it lands exactly where it needs to be. And when they infiltrate that place, all of the girls do what they need to do, and Sid kind of get lost in that underground maze and end up exactly at the exit of the secret passage where the bad guy exit from. But the thing is, I'm really wondering, is it really by chance, or since he really owned his mind to the next level, he's kind of intelligent on the border of intelligence and craziness. And I'm really wondering if
I'm actually
all
kind
of
of
these,
wondering if it's like a mix of genius, but also like intuition. Like he just kind of like
yeah,
unconsciously knows where the fuck he needs to be.
yeah, exactly. It's his unconscious minds that deduce everything from all of his vast knowledge. And okay, that's where it is. But since consciously he doesn't care about anything aside from his role play, well, it just seems like he's ignorant. But I think that he might be a super genius that is not even aware that he's a super genius, or even aware of what he's doing. And if we go back to Rose's case, that's the thing. Like, she's running away in the sewers, and
Yeah, doesn't she also?
at that time,
I just want to remember. Was it Rose or another girl who also found out her mother was getting involved in this shit as well?
oh, another one.
No, sorry, it is actually her mother. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm not. I haven't well, read or seen any information.
Oh, it's the Civil War
It might be
afterwards, but
later.
like, yeah, she finds
Oh
out
yeah.
this is probably a spoiler. She finds out that her mother is also involved, and her new lover is perv asshat.
Oh crap. Okay.
Yeah, she's got a side hustle. Yeah, you
Okay.
can see why I feel bad for the king.
Okay. So anyway,
Like
if we
he
go
like
back,
literally his wife fucking cucks him for the guy who's fucking him over.
yeah, and that guy's supposed to be their daughter's fiance. That's really, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
mean,
at the
I
same
don't,
time,
because I think, like, according to the fucking wiki, they're lovers, apparently.
okay, but the thing say, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, he's Rose's fiance, but at the same time, he only wants to use her as a cursed, a bearer of the curse. So basically, just want to sacrifice her. So yeah,
Okay,
the
I was just, it's been a while since I read the light novel, but, like, I'm double checking, like, yeah, he's using her as a pawn, and, like, she generally likes him. Also, she wants to kill her own daughter, so, like, yeah, I feel really
yeah,
bad for the king and for Rose. Like, Jesus Christ.
jeez, okay. So yeah, if we go back to Rose, by the time she's wandering in the underground tunnel of the city, like you have Sid that meets up with Epsilon, that became a super musician. So basically, every piano pieces that Sid played in his childhood that obviously come from Beethoven, Mozart, and every other renowned musician on Earth. Well, Epsilon learns all of those songs and kind of become a musical genius. And while he goes to visit Epsilon, he sees a really big piano, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can steal that shit, put it in the sewer, and then play Moonlight Sonata with the moonlight coming in from the opening in the ceiling and everything, and like just doing like a really fucked up like role play of a sinister mastermind playing it's the Phantom of Opera. Like he's playing
Yes.
in an underground church with the moonlight, and he's playing Moonlight Sonata. Like it's really the perfect delusion. But thing is, Roses hear the music, she's drawn to it, and who does she meet? Shadow.
Sure. Yeah,
Who
and here's
then
the thing: we also find out. I think this they do cover this in anime. Is that they've actually met before the school and shit like that? Because apparently, before he became Shadow Guide, and he continued his old career, what he's doing in the previous world of like being Bandit Slayer, and she actually he actually saved her.
yeah, and I think he called himself the stylish
Yeah,
bandit
stylish bandit
killer.
slayer, and she's like, "Oh my god, this Shadow Gaiden guy, he's the stylish bandit slayer. Oh my god, my hero, my idol."
Yeah, and so basically, eventually, with the power that Shadow cures her and gives her well, not it doesn't give her any power. It's just that he awakens her true heroic power that is sleeping inside of her, as well
Yeah.
as remove the curse. So then after that, she goes to confront her father and the perv Hassat again, and basically her father regain a bit of sanity and says, okay, I sing the word forgive, yeah, I forgive all of your sin. So she then proceed to free her father. So she kills him, but it's not to kill him out of hate, but to kill him so that he can be free and at peace.
Yeah, because at
So
this point, his mind is mush. At this point, like it's just tragic.
yeah, and like I really like that, and the fact
Yeah,
that
like I
afterward,
actually, it's actually one of the good moments of like this show has some genuine moments. Like we'll get back to like maybe like the terrorism in the classroom after a bit as well. But like it's a pretty like genuine moment where she's like, okay, my father's mind is being turned into mush. My mother's betraying me. My quote unquote fiance is like literally fucking my family over. Yeah, I got to do this.
yeah, and then Sid that is impersonating his other weak persona on stage. He sees that, he jump into the fray, and then reveal himself as Shadow and stop Rose from committing suicide. And then he just deal with all of the aftermath. But after that, yeah, she just leaves and meet up with Alpha, which offers her the choice: do you join us and fight alongside us, or do you go and fight on your own? So she becomes the member 666 because
Yeah, because I don't think the anime covered this, but like there is like a civil war in her country, or like there is a war that happens as a result of the king being assassinated and shit like this. Like it gets a little crazy.
yeah, but yeah, I think it might be answered into that book. But me and my friend kind of theorized that since now she's in Shadow Garden, like they all have kind of a double persona, so she might try to reclaim her kingdom.
I think she
And
does. Let me check. It's been a while. Let me
yeah,
see.
and does she marry Sid? Because
Okay, she
that
doesn't
would
marry
be
Sid, but she becomes queen of her country. Basically, I think there's a civil war essentially that happens, and she inevitably
okay.
wins.
Okay, because the thing is, for Sid, like there's nothing else that is more Chunibyo or and mob character that basically you marry into money and you do exactly nothing because the queen has all the power. You're kind of just there
There.
to be there. But at the same time, you're the leader of a super organization that will conquer the world. Like it's I don't know if the other will go that route, but it's wow,
He
it's
hasn't gone down
so
it yet, but I think it'd be pretty funny, right? Like he's the king of this country, but he also like literally rules the world as a shadow government or like shadow government.
yeah. And the thing is,
I
like
mean, no one's gonna
Rose,
suspect this terrorist organization actually runs the king. Like literally, their leader is the king of a nation. Who's gonna believe that?
yeah, and the thing is for Rose, like she has a super big crush on Sid.
Yes, she
She
does.
has like a kind of not inspiration, but a kind of she was inspired by
Stylish Bandit Slayer.
Yeah, stylish bandit slayer, and then she is devoted to Shadow, which like
They're all the same person.
yeah, they are all the same person. But the thing is, like she kind of has to give up her love for Sid. But imagine how wet she'll be when she realized that all of those people that she is devoted to is one and the same. like like it will be the ultimate fangirl ever. Like
Yeah, well, you know, he gets more personas in this fucking, you know, as the series continues. Like, he has another guy who does, like, shadow wires and shit like that. You know, the persona he takes on to rob his own, like, rob the shell company that he doesn't know that he actually owns. Yeah, you know, it's like if I just, it's like I'm a multi-millionaire, right? And I literally like rob the bank that has all my money in it, even though I had it in the beginning in the first place. It's like, oh, I got all this money. Oh no, my money in the bank is stolen. Well, I've got all this money now. I was like, oh wait a minute, this is my money.
great. But
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
I'm really intrigued.
we're kind of skipping on some of the arcs. I want to talk about like the terrorism shit at the school, right? Because it's so funny. Like, he literally like sets up like a pimp base to like watch all the shit. You know, he's got wine, he's got a nice little chair, nice comfortable view, has some music playing in the background. Like, I love this guy's flair for the dramatics.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's all about dramatics. Like, he goes out of his way to get money from any source possible in a matter that is like that people don't suspect that he has so much wealth. And basically, he used all of that money to
Fund this bullshit,
like
even though he
yeah, to make the perfect setting for his bullshit. So
yeah, even though he doesn't actually need to do that, because all he's shadow guided and has like fuck you money at this point, and he's also nobility. Like, it's not like he's ever strapped for cash.
yeah, it's kind of he tries to operate outside. Well, the Shadow Garden, he thinks that it's just role play. So yeah, in his mind, he's not the leader of anything. Like, it's just all of the girls that went on their lives and that are successful at what they do. But the thing is, he's
Like D&D night, you know, it's just like, all right, Saturday's D&D night. We've got to stop the evil cult.
And well, just from the noble side of things, like, his family is still have some money, but he's acting like he's just a commoner, which is he's a commoner that tries to accumulate wealth for his delusion, while he could just use money from the nobility and then everyone that he knows that tries to give him money. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But
yeah,
he's just crazy. So
yeah, but crazily effective.
Yeah, really effective.
I mean, I love the part where the terrorists like fucking invade the school, right? And then he like I think he chucks one of the leaders into like the classroom, and it's just like all the bodies of them like neatly arranged and sitting in chairs and stuff like this. Like, this guy goes to like elaborate, like this guy goes to so much detail just to scare the living fuck out of you.
So yeah, the terrorist attack that was nicely done as an arc.
It's a little less convoluted than, like, the Civil War shit, but, like, God, is it funny, right? Like, he's literally just, like, he chucks this one dude into a classroom, and he just sees all the dead bodies of his comrades as they're all just sitting in the classroom, like, you know, like these students of the school, and he's just pissing his pants. Or, you know, he has that dialogue with the true mastermind, and he's just like, you know, just chilling in the window, just talking to him, reading a book that's on fire. I wonder, is this what like a level 20 character feels like at 5th edition when they talk to NPCs who are just like challenge rating 1? It's like, fuck, we could barely hurt this guy. Actually, in terms of character classes, I actually think Sid would probably be like a rogue, probably like warlock multi-class.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm playing right now. Started a new campaign, and yeah, my brand new character is rogue warlock multi-class that is more built to do infiltration.
Yeah, so more rogue than warlock, but you know, use warlock ability to supplement some stuff. Nice.
Yeah, especially the warlock invocation to use this guy's self at will.
Yeah, that shit's useful as fuck.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the main thing I'm going to use. Not sure if it will be that useful in our campaign, but
It's going to be useful. I hope you're going with assassin or one of like mastermind or something like that subclasses, because like assassin if you want to be like a killer, but probably go for like maybe mastermind or the
oh
inquisitor subclass, because that'd be
yeah,
super useful.
that's exactly where I was going with it. Like I have the well, I'm just level 2 at the moment, but I have yeah, one level in warlock, so I took the genie warlock, and I also have one level in rogue, but eventually I do plan on taking mastermind, so I'll be giving help action at a distance to the rest of the so
Yeah, I can see shenanigans. I think we'll wrap this up and then maybe talk a little bit more about D&D, because I've got some stuff. I've got some stories. Yeah. So actually, before we continue, we've kind of talked a little bit about the story and some of the characters. Before we like kind of wrap this up, what do you think about all the girls in Shadow Garden? Because I like most of them. I think they're very fun. Like especially the one like Zay. I really like. Beta's probably like my favorite out of them. I
yeah,
think all of
well,
them are pretty cool.
but since I haven't read that much of the book yet, like the anime kinds of put the emphasis a bit more on alpha, beta, and epsilon a bit. Like the rest are like I haven't seen them that much. Well, there's
We see
which one
Delta
is
and we see Delta some of the other
yeah.
ones. I don't think we actually see Zeta officially. Zeta's the one that wants to like have main character here rule the world.
Zeta, is it the inventor one or the one that's scouting
She's
every
in
place in the
charge
world?
of espionage and scouting. Like that's why she's not around
Okay,
much.
okay. Yeah, so no, the only thing we do see her a few shot, but it's only when other member of Shadow Garden are referencing her. So we don't really see her that much. Uh
Yeah, but she's got like a
but
subfaction. Like she's got a subfaction in Shadow Gaiden. And I'm just like, I'm interested to see where that goes. So I'm like, okay, Shadow Gaiden Civil War arc, let's go. And main character doesn't even care. He's just like, why are you all fighting?
so yeah, the girls in the Shadow Garden, I mean, like I think that maybe my favorite one might be Beta and Epsilon, basically because they have a bit more exposition outside of fights.
Yeah.
Because
I
yeah,
like Alpha and Beta. I think they're very kino.
yeah, because like Alpha and Delta, you see them fight a lot, but for well, Alpha a bit more her personality, but Delta you just see her fighting. So, but yeah, the other two you see them a bit more, see more of their character, especially Epsilon, since she like tries to compete with everyone else chess wise, but her chest is 100% made of the slime suit,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
yeah, you
to no one's shock, most of the girls are either like in love with the main character or like idolize him, and we mean love like romantically. So, which makes sense.
yeah, and but the thing is, like every light novel or almost all of them, like the main character doesn't care, and especially Sid. Like Sid is in his own bubble. Like he doesn't even acknowledge them as being living beings.
Yeah,
So
I mean, he literally has like several women in his life, literally at some points throwing themselves at him, and he's like, nah.
yeah, you have like Alexia, you have Rose, you have well the other one that from the terrorist attack, the one that
I think it's
wants to
Cheryl,
kill
like
Shadow.
it's Cheryl or something like that.
Yeah, so you have that one, and then you have well all of those that are in Shadow Garden. Well, the main seven, but probably more than that. Like yeah, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
No. I also like the
And
main character's like sister. She's pretty cool.
yeah, I don't know. She's crazy in another sense,
Yeah, I'm
but
wondering if this crisis kind of like runs in the family.
probably.
Yeah.
But what? Yeah, but like her sister, like well, his sister, like her craziness all stems from Sid himself. Like it's the fact that he so much want to play the mob character that he, even though he does become stronger, he hides that strength, and it's
Yeah, because
hiding
in
that
the
strength.
in the Anime light novel, he really downplays how actually strong he is. Like, you know, every like even when he does like the school tournament shit, like he'll do like a little better the next time. He does a little better next time, but nothing like too amazing. Like he literally hides his massive power and massive growth because guess what? During the events of the series currently up to date, he's not getting any weaker. In fact, he's getting stronger and stronger as like the months and years tick on.
He's getting stronger as Shadow or as Sid.
Both.
Okay,
But as like
the
Sid,
thing.
he's just like if I was to talk about like terms of like a grade, like imagine like grades, right? Instead of getting like a D minus on this test, he got like a D plus or maybe a C. You know, and it's just like,
Okay,
oh, he's been getting C's lately. He's doing well. Oh, we got a B plus. Cool. All right. Next grade. Oh, a B minus. You know, he's getting slightly stronger and stronger and stronger. Like as Sid, he's quote unquote getting slightly stronger and stronger. But like he's way more fucking powerful than he actually appears.
yeah, and what was yeah with his sister is the fact that he's downplaying himself, downgrading himself every time that makes her become that crazy.
I think she's
she
one of the
kind
few characters that knows that something is fucking going on.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
And the light
because
novel, it's a bit like that.
okay,
And
okay, in the anime it's like no, she doesn't have a clue.
and the light novel she does. I don't think they include this part arc in the light novel because in the light novel we actually meet the demon Davalos.
Oh,
I think they might. I think it happens in the anime as well, but they may have not like stated that that's who she was.
yeah, probably not.
Yeah, but
And
basically, that demon now like shares a body with her. But like at least in the novels, like Sid's sister is getting like highly and highly more suspect about Sid. He's just like, no, I think he's actually a lot stronger than he leads on. Like, I don't think she thinks like Shadow Guide and level of power, right? But she's like, come on, yo, he's getting C's, but I know he's like a B plus or A like grade student. Like, think something like that. Like, he's much stronger than he actually leads on.
yeah, I'll have
Like
to
she's
read
on the line of like
further on.
he's at least equal or like a bit stronger than me. Like that's her thinking.
But yeah, if we switch to another character, like I think the favorite my favorite one in terms of character growth and character development in the anime at least, it's Iris.
Yeah.
Alexia's sister. So thing is like that character at the beginning you don't really think anything of her, but where it stops, like my god, it's literally like she's in charge of faction of the night, and like you kind of see her trying to manage the crisis that happens in the city, and afterward with the terrorism in school, and afterward the crisis that takes place during the tournament, and with all of the shadow guarding and everything. Like she has a lot of pride because she never lost to any knight, and then when Shadow Garden first appears, she sees Alpha, which takes out like the demon that was there. And she compares herself with Alpha, and she knows that she's not there yet.
Yeah,
And
like doesn't Alpha like defeat that thing like relatively quickly?
yeah, and the thing is, like eventually she becomes more and more frustrated that she thought she was powerful, but now she acknowledged herself as powerless, and that frustrates her even more and more and more.
Well,
And
I think what's interesting is
eventually,
that like yeah, she is powerful, but like the power she has is not like absolute. Like there's a level
yeah,
beyond.
yeah, and I think in the last or second to last episode, does meet with her father, and he seems like a really good character or good king because he knows exactly what his daughter's flaw is, and he highlights it up. Like, you're too reckless and you're too impulsive. Like,
Yeah, and
think
also fun
about
fact, he
what.
also knows about the cult as well and is actually making plans to try and fight them.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Yeah,
yeah, he
which is
does.
actually quite nice. It's nice to know that like Sid's not the only one fighting this cult. You know, like there are actually other people who are like, listen, I can't go against this cult right now, but I need to play I need to play the game.
Yeah, and it's something that Iris fails to see. And when she confronts Shadow in the last episode, it's a fight that when I skipped through the manga real quick to see if there was any difference, uh, I did see that the final fight was simply in the center of the arena, while in the anime it goes all over town, which is really nicely done. And I'm not sure if it's how it's portrayed in the novel, but at the end of that fight, when yeah, Iris and Beatrix, like a legendary elf hero person, they fight against Shadow. Well, they get really pummeled to the ground, and basically she makes threat to Shadow. Like she says, like we're going to hunt you down. There's no running, and oh my god, the final Shadow just goes like ape shit, like running. Where from? Who? And like, why would I run? And then he just activate his nuclear field on the entire city, not just a fraction like he did in the first few episodes, but like the entire freaking
He does
city.
that in the light. He does that in the light novel too, by the way.
Okay, just not in the manga, but like, and then Iris, she just sees that okay, if she wants to go against him, like he'll just level up an entire country like it's nothing. Like they, she cannot. Like her threat doesn't have any weight, and then after that, he just deactivate his field, bring back the sun, and everything is fine for the rest of the city. But like Iris' pride has been crushed, like her ego, it's crushed to the ground, and then you see her like cry, like
it's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's so powerful. Like you really feel that no, she's going to move forward.
Here's the thing: we're not calling her weak. Like she's a fairly strong and competent character.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the characters that like Sid does. Like a lot of these people are really strong and competent. It just happens that they're just not on his level.
Yeah, it's just Sid that is on a godly power level. But yeah, and like from the fight, yeah, one of the fight with a kind of a demon. I'm not sure if it's an incarnation of Diablos or something. They led to some info about that. When they're in the sanctuary underground.
Yeah.
Like you see that when he's fighting her, like.
Oh yeah. By the way, that is in the light novel. I think she merges with like She doesn't merge with main character's sister, but she kind of like piggybacks. Like she's basically like living in her body, like taking it for a joyride.
Okay, like Strike the Blood.
It's like a Yami Yugi situation. If you've ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh,
yeah,
it's a bit like that.
Okay, but yeah, in that fight, you kind of see that Sid is kind of after a dialogue when he's fighting people.
Yes,
and so far, other than that that person, that witch that they called her, like it's been a silent monologue throughout the entire series, and only
that witch was actually the demon. She just lost all her memories. Well, she gained some of them back, but like she's kind of doesn't know what the fuck she is. But yeah. It is like that's also like I think that's also part of like the dramatic shit as well, is because like what do people do in anime before they fight? They have a dialogue, or they have a dialogue during the fight. Like that's literally what he's doing, And what kind of evil bad guy, the Eminace show doesn't monologue about his evil plan before he kills the main heroes.
Yeah, like I'm really intrigued to see where it will go down the line.
I like some of his monologues. It's pretty fun. I mean, it is kind of like him like playing with his food, quote unquote. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Yeah.
All right, I think we.
I think we've milked. I think we've basically said enough. I mean, I could always cover what happens in Volume 4, but we honestly that volume in itself is quite the treat. But we might return back some other day. So yeah, Eminence and Shadow is a very fun isekai. It's very fun. Like, if you like drama and shit like that, you gotta love this show. Like, you gotta love this series. It's a lot of fun.
But like one of my friends kind of I think he did enjoy the final like big fight because it was really intense and a lot of good and innovative play. But yeah, there was a lot of thing that he found nonsense,
Yeah.
which I kind of liked, but yeah, it might not be for everyone.
Yeah, but this show is very dramatic, very nonsensical. Your main character is like fucking overpowered to shit, but it's a lot of fun. I
Yeah,
think we're
well,
gonna. I'll continue, but after you've done your thing, we're probably gonna wrap
yeah,
up.
yeah. The last thing I wanted to say, it's a bit like when you're watching a humor show. Like if you laugh to a lot of humorists and
Like a British
like
comedy or something like that.
yeah, and comedy, and then you end up going to see absurd humor. Like you might not laugh because it's really different than other comedy, but it's the same thing with the show. Like it really follows the same structure as other isekai, other light novel, and anime in general, but it does have some twist of absurdity that might turn off some people.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed our discussion. I think next time John Luke will be on here, we might be doing. Was it? So it's Vanguard. What was the mecha show? We'll think of
Yeah, Vendread.
Vandred, yes. And we might also do Classroom of the Elite at some point. But yeah, next on the agenda when John Luke comes on, probably it's not going to be for another few more months or maybe next year. We'll be doing probably Vandred and maybe Classroom of the Elite at some point.
Yeah, the Vendread was back in the day.
I
My
have
favorite
watched the
anime.
show, so I'll probably contact. I'm gonna well actually. So thank you very much for showing up. This is Bio Gundam signing off. Goodbye.
Bye bye.